purpose. Now, I guess it was on purpose.
Oh yeah, no, it was on purpose. They got bought out, new rules, everything. Yeah, they basically got this. But yeah, it's actually really sad as I sort of got involved in gaming because of Machinima. Like
I just feel
my
bad.
origin as SneakyDevil came from Machinima.
I'm just sad because there were some Machinima series that I legitimately enjoyed that were hosted there. I think Spriggs is now just gone from the internet,
Yeah.
which sucks. Oh
Oh,
God, you realize you've just summoned like a bunch of guest stars,
I
right?
know exactly what I have
I
done.
swear to God,
Because this is
bizarre.
Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9002, and fuck it, we're doing it live!
I swear to God, Sneaky. We should probably ping Atin.
Ah,
Shall I just go ahead and do that for you?
I guess. If you really have to bring him in here. Alright, so, I actually got
Isley,
a lot.
no.
I actually got a lot of, that's not what I want. I want bookmarks. I actually got a lot of fanfics for us today.
No, you don't. We'll get through like maybe 2.
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically, I'm gonna be really angry. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna be really angry. I'm gonna do it drunk.
You're gonna do a drunk. Oh joy.
I am. I don't know which one to do.
I may have forgotten that it was Friday.
I'm gonna put it up
How
to a
did you
vote.
forget it was?
I'm
Because I
gonna put
didn't
it up
work
to a vote.
yesterday and I didn't work today, and my boss texted me this morning like, "Hey, you opened the store, right?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And I didn't. So my sense of time's been all messed
Alright,
up today.
so this is gonna be a 1.
But I didn't miss
big
anything.
old 1.
Okay. Well, Bake has a fantastic image for you, Sneaky. It should be one that's familiar to you, I believe.
And
That ended up in the
this is gonna be. Let's see what we got here. This is Where's my cursor? Oh, there's my cursor.
It's the little red dot.
I can't see, Max. It's gonna be 2. It's gonna be 3. So pick which one you want. I'm gonna get some drink.
Wait, Isley, what do you mean, Atin? Atin, apparently you're overestimating someone's chances?
Of what?
I don't know. Fuck, did she think I was you again?
Probably. We really gotta sort that out.
We do.
Nah, just dunk Isley in water. It'll short her out and fix everything.
Arn has an idea.
She's a
We should
robot.
just end the stream here.
You know what, Arn? You know what? Give me $50 and I will end the stream right now.
Oh my god.
He will. No, listen. He will
He'll do it.
legitimately just end the stream. Not forever, but for tonight.
Collectively, if I get collectively $50, I will end the stream.
Anyways, Isley, Max, that is me, was the one in here with Sneaky at the start of the stream.
No, I was here the entire time. Max is the one who nearly forgot it was Friday.
Absolutely.
Atin.
Alright, so I got vodka.
Okay,
so
look, if she's
I have
this dumb,
spent more money for far less, sir.
Wait, I'm sorry, I don't understand. What do you mean?
I'm threatening to come up there.
Oh.
Fucking do it. It'll be great to see you. Remember,
anyway, so tonight is brought to you by Russian Standard. The Pyakin Shupik of vodka. Gold standard.
Isley, one day you'll figure it out.
Alright, so have we voted yet? Okay, we got 1 vote for 2. Only 1 vote? Only 1 vote? And Max, Atin, you guys want to vote on this?
I'll hate them all, so it's quite irrelevant to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of...
Like, you're asking me, do you want me to start with your toenails or your fingernails? I'd like you to start with neither, but... since that's not gonna happen.
Well, Sneaky, what you just said there, that's what we call a slider. That used to be relevant in science fiction, kids. Go look it up.
Alright, so we're doing 2. Mercenary of Zero it is.
No, that's exactly what isekais are, aren't they? They're just the resurgence of sliders, but not in the best way.
No, they're in the worst possible way with the worst possible protagonist.
More or less.
No, there are some with fantastic protagonists and fantastic
You know what?
premises.
You're right. I left out vending machine? I left out the best one of them all.
That's actually a really good one, though. It's surprisingly
No,
adorable
I
and
was
wholesome.
being serious. I've
Yeah.
read a bunch of it. It's actually great. I'm like,
I've just been
this
releasing
shouldn't
it.
be good.
I've been releasing it as officially releases. I'm just like, are you fucking? Why? Why am I so attached to this vending machine? This is stupid.
Anyway.
You should go read it, Sneaky.
As always, do not contact the authors featured in this fanfiction podcast, as that would be technically harassment and against the rules.
Yes, harassment bad. In fact, Sneaky, if you want, again, the offer to read the entirety of my Kindle library is open, and it's all in there.
Look, I'll remember to add it in someday.
Isley, I will appreciate it if you don't archive actual libel against people in this podcast.
I'm sorry, what are we archiving libel of?
I don't know. Oh, Max is a fetish for vending machines.
Arn's doing what Sneaky does, where he tries to twist words, but Sneaky tends to be a bit more clever about it.
I have the subtlety of a jackhammer attached to a stick of dynamite.
Excuse me. Falling from orbit. You forgot the most important part.
Specifically from orbit.
Yes. Look, Elon Musk was testing one day, and the car was cool, but he's like, what if I set a jackhammer?
What if I killed someone?
Small payloads.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is Mercenary of Zero. Familiar of Zero, Overlord cross. And now you might be asking, Overlord as in the good Overlord game? No. Overlord as in the really shitty isekai that's only amusing because of the main character's actually funny reactions.
I mean, there are isekais that do isekais that do a lot worse with a lot more.
Don't get me wrong. Overlord is actually the anime is actually pretty good because of the main character, but the world is so fucking generic.
Oh god, yes, but that's kind of the point.
Yeah, I know, but it's just because that's the problem with the fan fiction section of Overlord, is that all of these people try and write their own stuff with the Overlord world and not have Ainz in it, and it's just this is boring garbage because the only redeeming part of Overlord is Ainz.
Yeah, occasionally Demiurge.
Mostly the interactions between Ainz and Demiurge.
Clearly, you're planning to take over the world! What?
Yes! How did you know?
Blimey, how'd you figure me out?
I feel so bad for Ainz. It's I just want to go home.
Well, no, he doesn't even... Max, that's the thing. He doesn't even want to go home. He doesn't want to go home.
No, that's right. I just want to find other players.
There.
Yeah, I just want to find other players to see if I'm the only one stuck here.
And here's the thing, right? If I was gonna get stuck in an isekai, they'd be like, what do you want your gift to be? I'm like, I'm dragging Max and Sneaky into this.
I'm okay with this.
Because if anyone deserves a shot at a second chance, it's Sneaky, because he's such a colossal idiot.
Can I not have a failing
I
mind?
feel like we'd need Max to avoid the two of us becoming murder hobos.
I mean, that's happening either way. It's just gonna be the adventure of murder hobos and the lawful good paladin.
Yes, but at least then someone will be there to tell us we've been bad.
I swear to God, Arn, if this PNG scars me, there's gonna be problems.
Oh, God.
Mostly your mental scarring.
Anyway, so... He was a mercenary, ruthless, without mercy, always fulfilling his contract conditions. He never backed down from anything in Yggdrasil if he decided to fulfill it. And lastly, he was a lone wolf who never took long-term contracts or killed invitations. Will Luis manage to break his lone wolf playstyle and make him cooperate, or will she fail? Abandoned! I will rewrite this!
Anyways, Sneaky, Isley brought up an interesting power for you. And it's funny because you already have that power.
No, I only want acid blood if I get to turn into a xenomorph. Otherwise, it's useless.
Yeah, well, you already have acid blood, essentially.
But I cannot turn into a xenomorph.
You're not allowed to donate, and it kills mosquitoes.
And ticks.
And ticks.
I'm sorry, what happened?
I found a dead tick on me.
Oh, yes, I remember that now.
Well, Isley's like, Sneaky can get acid blood in the new world. It's like, he already has that, though. He's not allowed to donate blood, and it kills bugs.
Like, I know everyone's, like, thinking, like, oh, like, xenomorph acid blood. Like, no, like, my blood's actually got an unusually high pH. Or
such
low
that
pH?
other people cannot use it.
Negative pH. Negative pH is acid, and positive pH is base, right? Yes. Because bases...
Look, the point is, he is legally not allowed to.
Well,
like,
that was like a couple years ago, but probably still stands.
Well, I mean, yes, but I'm saying at the time you went to donate, they were like, nah, son.
No, it wasn't donation. Like, it wasn't when I went to go donate.
It was a blood test.
It was a blood test.
Regular old
they were like,
checkup.
yeah, you're deficient in, like, a lot of shit. Also, don't donate blood.
You should get another checkup and see if it's increased or decreased.
Oh, I'm not deficient in shit anymore. I did actually get another checkup. I'm not deficient in shit anymore.
I don't care about the deficiency.
They didn't do the pH test this time.
Oh. You should,
you should have asked them for it. Like, come on. I need to see how broken I am.
You weren't notified of this because, Twitch is trying to suppress my stream.
No, Sneaky. Twitch notifications breaking is actually pretty common.
That's because they're trying to oppress people.
No, like, people like Soviet Womble.
Yes. And have you seen Soviet streams? They're absolutely oppressing him.
Okay, and what about people like Angriest Pat, who doesn't say anything bad?
Okay, that's fair.
And people tell him the stream break. Like, I'm telling you, like, if this was YouTube, I'd say, yeah, you're probably right. But this is Twitch, and Twitch is notoriously broken.
That goes down very smoothly. Alright.
Oh, good. The drinking has begun.
Wait, did he ever rewrite this? Attention, anyone willing spirit with artistic vine and skills.
I'm sorry?
If anyone amongst you have read my stories or take liking to my OC, the ES Death, and her servants, here is your chance to draw them. Please PM me if you are interested. Also PM me to make covers for my stories. Every attempt appreciated.
Did this person just try to shill for free art?
You know, that's arrogant.
Like, when we say make art of something, we're joking.
Jesus Christ, they are...
Or we're offering monetary compensation because we're serious, we want art of it.
Yeah, listen, the ones where we're like, we'll pay people for that, we're serious, we'll pay you.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, this
as long as
this guy's stories are just...
And actually good.
Oh. This guy's stories are absolutely garbage. Oh my god. What happens if the Sorcerer Kingdom of Ein's Own Girl meets Mass Effect and the Reapers? AU with lots of OCs.
Boy, that sounds dumb.
Jesus Christ. Lots of OCs! AU! Exclamation point! AU! AU! Lots of OCs! Abandoned! And they're all garbage. My mother language is not English, so please be patient about the grammatical issues.
No, there will be no patience.
I mean,
there'll be a little bit of patience. Like, for non-native speakers, there's a little bit of slack we give.
Hello, G-Music.
Not for
Welcome
English
to
is a
Cancer.
perfectly comprehensible language, and there's never any reason not to get it perfect the first time.
He misspelled his name? Where?
Wait, what do you mean he misspelled his name?
He misspelled his name?
Wait, oh, that's not Oblivion, that's Oblivion.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking god.
How did that... Oh, it's amazing what the human brain does even with a letter missing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Remember, kids, never trust your brain. It's probably lying.
You can only trust your emotions and your dick.
No, you definitely can't trust
that. Those are probably lying, too.
What are you, an Ayn Rand supporter?
Sneaky.
That's
I'm
a
saying
weird insult.
you should always fat before making important decisions.
Max, rationalism is don't trust your brain. You can only trust your senses and your dick.
No, I know, Sneaky. That's still just a very strange insult.
My dick never lies.
It's just...
I mean, this is a factual statement. Your dick does, in fact, not lie to you about what it wants.
But it will lie to you about how important it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, this is the internet. You could never trust your dick. Well, hold on. Some people are into that, G-Music.
Into what?
Traps.
I mean, yes, those people are wrong.
Ayn Rand is my spirit animal. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. This is the year 2138, and there was a term, Dive Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game.
Yeah, I feel like mankind would have just kept MMO.
Yeah, I really think they would have just kept MMO.
Because here's the thing, right? You don't, past, 2040 or whatever, when the technology's been around for, 30 years, people be like, we can just drop Dive now, because no one has,
honestly, a new category would be created, just like how Dota has its own category. A new category would be created just called, MO RPG, MO FPS. Just massive online insert, modifier. Yeah. Because, I feel like at that point, it's sort of just every game's gonna be massive online sort of thing. Which I kind of would be disappointed, but I kind of expect that to happen because of revenue.
Yeah.
Anyway, these games were played by connecting to blah 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 nanobots, blah 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 nanotechnology, blah 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 gig yourself, blah blah.
Every use of nanotechnology that isn't Senator Armstrong screaming at the top of his lungs is automatically disappointing.
Exactly.
Why
blah,
is this
blah, blah, player freedom.
Be a copy paste of episode 1/chapter 1 of Overlord.
This is possible, yeah. Is it?
Yeah, it goes and talk about.
Oh wow, you're right. Technology. This is just ripping straight out of the web novel.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't diverge until
right here
have the mention of some guy named Zero Ray.
Unlikely Hero was a player too. His avatar was Zero Ray, a player who chose to play as an automaton.
Something that annoys me when people who clearly don't play video games write these things. When they're like, oh yeah, he was a solo player in an MMO. I'm like, look, that doesn't work.
I mean, no, hold on.
No. Even SAO was like, look, he plays solo as much as he physically can, but past floor 10, you gotta work with other people.
No, actually, the game made it clear if your numbers are big enough, you can still solo. You just have to be more careful than the average player and carry like twice as many
Or
potions.
as abridged, Kirito said, turns out, if your numbers are high enough, you just become God!
Well,
That too.
okay, yes, that's true in every MMO.
That's very true in most.
Look, there's a reason games like Diablo make money, and it's because number go up.
No, I can't do the Kirito voice.
Been a solo player in MMOs before. I feel a lot of people have done that before.
I mean,
Yeah,
And
but like,
it's
here's the problem with
fine
that.
up until you
In
get to
order,
actual in-game content.
well,
Like, oh hey,
yeah.
here's the raids. Good luck soloing this, bitch.
I
No,
mean,
like-
now, to be fair, with Yggdrasil and the whole player freedom idea, solo playing I could see as a, like, profitable thing, where, like, you're going into unexplored areas alone to get the most profit. Basically what EVE players do when it comes to wormhole mining. So,
well,
like,
yeah, and that's again still slightly different because he's not clearing content by himself. He's going in and doing what he's basically going and saying, "Hold on, let me get map data."
yeah, that's what he is doing. But, like, I don't understand why he's calling that lone wolf playstyle. Like, that's not lone wolf playstyle. That's just...
No, wouldn't Lone Wolf playstyle be like I have maybe 3 friends on my list and I've never been in a guild or anything?
Yeah, like, but
And the
he
three
does
friends
say
were
that.
just the 3 friends were people I met when we were still newbies and we're just too lazy to take each other off the
Well,
list.
I mean, he does say
Sometimes we send each other angry messages.
he does say he rejects all guild invites and shit, but like that's really stupid because in a game that you can like Yggdrasil, you die, you lose levels,
Oh yeah, that was a thing, yeah.
and that makes no sense to go it alone because if you're doing mercenary work like killing people, stealing items, finding information out, and selling it to the highest bidder, people are going to want to kill you.
Hell, just because you went somewhere before they did, people will want to kill you.
Yeah.
Let alone like nicking items.
Yeah. So like
Listen, I got news for you.
there's a reason why the Thieves Guild is a thing. There's a reason why organized crime became a thing. Because it turns out when you're all alone, you get caught faster.
Or if
Who'd
you
have
don't
thought?
get caught, you get murdered.
But anyway, so now that we've established that the author, likely as Arn says, has questionable mental faculties, let's continue. I chose to play as the automaton. He raced... Wait, what? Why have we... He changed his race and his ranger job through the in-game cache items. He changed to automaton race from undead Dullahan and his ranger job to gunner. What?
Huh?
What?
I don't understand what this person is trying to
Like the
say.
like. I'm just confused about this. Like, why is this important?
Yeah.
Like, who cares that he's changed job? Like
Like
here's
the
thing,
thing,
right?
the other thing though is that like part of how Yggdrasil worked again was that you could not classes didn't go to 100. It was like you played like 20 levels of beginner necromancer, and then you could choose to become a death knight or a necromaster, and then
Yeah.
from there like you do another 30 levels, and then you can become a high necromancer or like a death overlord or shit like. It was an evolving level system. I like
Look,
Gunner
they
just
really
sounds like an
their
upgrade.
branching skill tree.
Like Gunner just sounds like a race specific upgrade from Ranger. Like that's what it sounds like. How he's phrasing it, it just sounds like a race specific upgrade from Ranger. No.
And this is not necessarily the author's fault, but like
Yeah,
I
no,
just,
it's just
for once, I want to read specifically anime because they don't seem to get it at all. Probably because Japan hates MMOs. I want to read an anime about an MMO where someone's clearly played a fucking MMO before.
Sneaky and I have lamented that when talking about SAO from time to time.
yeah.
Not just SAO, not just SAO. Like I remember there was one.
Yeah,
It was
but
like
that's the one where we always jump to.
Log
Like,
Horizon was the other big one.
oh yeah, because that one was just kind of boring.
That one
Once-
just really went weird.
well, and not just Log Horizon, but like there was one where it was like, oh, I'm dating like Confessions of an MMO addict or whatever, and I was like, aha, surely this one will get it right.
Yeah.
No.
Hang on. Is it
No.
Confessions of an MMO Junkie?
Yeah.
Or Recovery of an MMO
Recovery
Junkie?
of an MMO Junkie. And I'm like,
Okay,
aha,
no,
surely this will get
that
it.
one was just meant to be an adorable, and by the way, that for free-to-play MMOs from Korea and Japan, that's actually a pretty accurate description of how those games are played.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind that the Korean and Japanese MMOs mostly work off of the idea that the people playing them have literally no life and will just grind content forever.
Wasn't
Or
it though. Like
not even that. This is the one game they're gonna play. Period.
Like that's why, as an American, as a Westerner,
Yeah.
I hate playing Easterner MMOs because it's like, oh, you can only play so long per day unless you buy our Elite Plus Premium upgrade, and it's just
which
like,
is why there are certain games that I loved back in the day where it's like, oh, we don't have a stamina bar. Why? Because that's fucking stupid and drives people away, especially in the States. I've seen some MMOs come over from Japan and Korea. It's like, oh, we took out the stamina bar because it turns out, Westerners really hate that.
turns out Westerners just have like certain days they can really grind on, and then they actually have lives outside of our games. It's weird.
Also, watching that show for anything, watching MMO
no,
Junkie
because
for
here's the
anything-
thing. I was like, oh, I've been down this specific road. I've recovered from an MMO. Like I've
and it
been
was
down
also
that hole.
it was also really adorable. I really enjoyed that anime.
If the game isn't a job, you aren't committed enough. Well, I mean, I will give you that, Arn. The guy who runs Goon Swarm makes 79K a day.
To be fair, that's a pretty isolated incident.
Yes, I'm aware.
And there's like, right now, Eve's like the only game where that could happen.
More or less, yeah.
And maybe when Star Citizen comes along, it will also do that. Maybe.
So did you hear Star Citizen's announcement that they plan on having 5 ships finished by the end of 2019?
Yeah, that's another 5 shit. Like,
and they're probably gonna make like 50 more in the meantime.
Yeah, that I wish they would stop.
No, Isley. Star Citizen will come out someday. After it's done milking every last cent out of the community and they just release whatever they have left and they just run off.
Well, joking aside, like, before we were at the point where we're at now with Alpha 3.4, I totally got people who were like, Star Citizen's a scam. But, like, even if it's incredibly shitty, everything they've promised us is now in the game, Sneaky.
Yeah. Which, by the way, as far as scams go, this is the most elaborate scam I've ever seen with an actual return on it.
Yeah.
Look, whoa. Madoff.
I'm sorry?
Madoff. The Madoff scam? He went like 21 years?
This is apples and oranges, though. Like, the Bernie Madoff scam only worked by constantly bringing in people. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, even if Star Citizen magically closes
like selling ships, possibly?
Here's the thing, though. Right now, if Star Citizen closes, everybody who's funded it gets something. It's an incredibly tiny, shitty version of what they promised, but it is what they promised.
Stay up, you piece of shit.
Also, if nothing else, I got these really cool really cool hats.
Yes,
So.
hats are nice.
I was gonna say, look, Sneaky, all I'm saying is, not only can you use your space bike, you can use your space miner. You just haven't.
I know. Both Gunner and Ranger could use all sorts of range weapons, but the Ranger job class used bows and crossbows, while the Gunner concentrated on magic-fueled science guns.
Oh, so you got lazy and you took Tinkers from D&D.
Both the Automaton Race and Gunner job came with the last expansion called Valkyrie Downfall. This is complete original content, guys. He changed his race and job class to this due to he thought it was cooler to play as a gun-wielding automaton. What was gameplay-wise and lore-wise a Terminator from a movie that was made in the 20th century. And because its stats and abilities were more fitted for his...
Valkyrie's Downfall is canon.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
Oh, how about
Yeah,
that?
it's on the Overlord wiki.
But the whole mech gunner crap?
Guns are added among the list of weapons.
Yeah, no, remember,
addition of automaton allows players or NPCs to...
Yeah, remember that one maid of Ain's? That's a robot with a gun?
Oh, yeah.
I do remember the one with a gun, yes.
Yeah, she's a robot with a gun.
Yeah.
But as far as I was aware, for the reason why she had a gun was because, like, the guy crafted it or something? Or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. He was the best DPS in the game.
Cough, Blood Knight, cough.
Excuse you, sir. The Blood Knight is the best everything.
Yeah, maybe like 17 years ago.
I don't know. Blood Knight was still going pretty strong in the latest, well, 8.1 at least. I haven't played since 8.1. It's like 8.2 now. Anyway, blah 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 blah. He was the best ranged DPS and anti-magic specialist on the server, period. Instead of joining a guild, he pursued a mercenary lifestyle. Despite this, he got many invitationals which he always rejected because he was so popular. Those who pursued the mercenary lifestyle were neither hated or respected. No, they were obviously hated and respected. But this gave them an opportunity to remain neutral.
When you pull that in an MMO, everyone's like, why are you a dick? And that's literally how they say it too. They're like, why are you being a dick?
Oh, yes. I've made a fair few enemies in EVE being a mercenary.
Well, no, not just that. They're like, look, why are you playing an MMO if you're gonna do this whole angsty teenager bullshit? Like, I once knew one guy who did that. A guild literally said to him, look, you can do the angsty teenager bullshit inside our guild. Just show up on raid night.
Basically. Those who pursued the mercenary life, blah blah, so no one really farmed them.
I'm sorry, what was that, Max?
No one attacked the mercenaries. As an EVE player, I can say this is factually false.
Listen, I can tell you as someone who's played MMO, who's played things like Black Desert, where people have, like, farming rotations. Like, oh, hey, you're here just killing some of the mobs, working your way through the story content, guild rolls up, you're fucking dead. And then they'll show up for another, like, 6 months.
So Nexus, what are you saying, Nexus? Like, Nexus said that he wants an MMO isekai where the person is not a max level character. I'm like, just imagining like you being like, oh man, I'm gonna try out this one race that I never
I'm
really.
Glad that you and I went to the same thing. I've tried this racing class before. Let's make a new character. Oh god, no, I don't know what this does.
It gets poofed in. You're like a skeleton with a loincloth and a rusty axe, and you're like, ah, shit!
The only thing that would make it better is if, like, your other characters exist somewhere in the world. Get to meet your other characters. That might be interesting.
I mean, here's
That'd
the thing,
be
right?
creepy.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Isley, I can't be a trap. I'm far too hairy and Italian to be a trap.
Like, I think the best sneak you could be would be what? I don't know. Is it a bear? I don't know the terms.
What?
Like all the words, all the slangs for the types of gay. Like what?
Why do you think I do?
Yeah, why do you think he would know that?
I just assume with what he's done, someone's called him every variation of them at some point.
Okay, you know what?
You saw me in college. People were scared.
Listen, for some people, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And you know I'm right.
Moth, I will raise you one better. Let's say it's a game with actual, like, factions and shit like... Go Sneaky has the idea, oh, you're a skeleton with a loincloth. Meet one of your first characters you made and maxed out. It's a fucking paladin who has a problem with undead. Convince him not to
Why
kill
did
you.
I make him so uncompromising?
Convince him not to kill you. You have roughly 3 seconds before the mace lands.
I mean, it could go one of two ways, and either they recognize you as their creator, sort of like in Overlord style.
I did always like that though. Like,
Yeah.
all the guild NPCs we made, not only do they like us,
They remember.
they know that I'm God.
Well, they're God.
They know that everyone is also God.
I'm you, but dead.
That actually might be really interesting. Like, if they're aware that they are created by something, it's like, oh, hey, you're the newest guy. Oh, man.
You're the new guy. New guy?
Yeah,
No, it's just going off of that. No, just more like going off of that. Like the paladin meets the skeleton, and the paladin's like, Master?
Are you?
Look, I have a long story as to why this is currently happening.
Yeah, the paladin's just like, I don't know what to do with this situation. Every fiber in my body says destroy you, but every instinct says bow. Help.
Mace.
I have a very good explanation for this. And that would be, I'm still thinking of it.
I got bored. What do you mean you got bored? Being the master of all the good stuff got bored. Thought I'd try and become the master of all evil too.
It has backfired.
Oh god, yeah, like, oh, you're just super into the MMO, and like Moth said, you run into the one character that you decide to be a dick on the playthrough. Ooh.
I still love Swoter for that. Neutral option as a bounty hunter. Well, you could pay me more money.
I have a problem with that. I could be paid not to.
Will you let me go if you pay me? Really?
Yeah.
Double.
I also like that there were some quests where if you use the bounty hunter option of pay me more money, you actually got more money than everybody else.
Oh yeah. That was like in almost every single quest, the bounty hunters had a unique option to just get paid more than everyone else.
That's kind of horseshit.
No, it's great. Just like the Sith Inquisitor.
That is great, but if I'm in the fucking party and I notice that you took them aside and threatened them to give you more, I'd be kind of pissed.
The greatest part about it is, though, the greatest part isn't that. The greatest part was Sith Inquisitors, who always had the option of Force Lightning as a conversation choice.
The other thing, though, what was great was that legitimately...
was just an option no matter what, was it?
There was legitimate excuse as well, and NPCs let you get away with this, where you could just be like, why did you let them go away? They paid me more. Okay, I kind of expected that.
Yeah, no, but...
It's like, I would be angrier, but I'm not really surprised.
We kind of knew what we were getting into when we hired a bounty hunter.
Like, Max, it's not an option every time, but Sneaky, I would say 85% of the conversation...
It was a good amount, yeah.
Like, and the best was, it showed up constantly. constantly in the ones with your, like, NPC followers.
Light side choice, dark side choice, money symbol.
Well, no, but then, like I said, it was my favorite because, like, one of the Sith Inquisitor things is you get a person who used to be a Jedi, and every time they did something nice, I would Pavlovianly condition them with Force Lightning. You know what? It's okay that you made a mistake. Zzzt. I'll let you go. Zzzt.
Or with some of your companions as a bounty hunter. You're really asking them for more money? Yes.
Yeah. That was why Galt was the best, because Galt was like, yeah, ask him for
More money.
I think that
although
might be. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the conversation there. Just like, why are you asking for money? I'm sorry. Do you think weapons grow on trees and battery packs I could just fish out of the ocean?
well, no, and that's why one of my I played healer, so I always ended up using
I also really missed the bounty hunters PvP options when versing Jedi. Jedi, I'm gonna murder you! Bounty hunter. Or alternatively, you're dead.
alternative suggestion, missiles.
What if bombs?
Well, see, and I played mercenary healer, so the companion I always ended up using was the one voiced by Johnny Young Bosch.
Oh, there you go.
Just because I could keep him, because I was good enough and geared enough that I could keep him alive. So then I just let him kill everything for me.
I just did so much DPS that healing didn't matter. And then they nerfed to hell and back the bounty hunter.
Oh, they nerfed bounty hunter healing too. It made me so mad.
Anyway, back to this crap story.
Ah.
Do we have to?
And blah, 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 blah. He spent so many days playing this, and blah, blah. He got super wealthy and got 2 sets of divine gear, several divine weapons, and other equipment. And one of his divine sets was PvP Data Crystal, and the other was PvE. He owned innumerable in-game cash items and a mobile bank that he could summon at any point in time when he wanted to store his items, because he can't store them in his pocket dimension sometimes.
They make that sound like mobile banks aren't something every MMO has once you get past, like, level
Yggdrasil doesn't.
15?
No, Yggdrasil. That
Oh,
was
Yggdrasil didn't?
No. That was a cash item you had to buy. But, like, the thing, like, what irritates me here is that he's trying to do an Ainz situation where Ainz had all these in-game cash items, and the reason why he did wasn't because Ainz bought them. It was actually because Ainz bought some of them when they were, like, on sale and or whatever shit. But a majority of the shit he had was given to him by all of his guildmates who were like, yeah, let's leave everything to the, guild master as a big old goodbye thing.
Yeah, like as they quit the game, like.
Yeah, they're like, well,
so-
I'm not gonna use this, and I can't get a refund, so have a free class change or whatever.
No, it was stuff like, have all my gear, have all of this, have all of XYZ, because, like, But what he's doing here is he's making him have all the Ainz gear, except having him have acquired it all alone, when it took an entire guild to get what Ainz has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Ainz's guild's, like, super special item that we still haven't seen him use. Like, that was like, yeah, it took our entire guild, like, 2 years,
And doesn't it
and
let him
all of our
cast
money,
instant?
and
It lets him cast like a 12th tier spell or some shit.
and has hilarious stat.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big thing is like, hey, you want to cast a level 12 spell? Do it.
It's like the guild weapon or something like that. Basically,
Well,
like.
yeah, and more importantly, it's so badass that it's like, listen, any Yahoo that picks this up is casting a 12th level spell.
Yeah. But anyway. Blah 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 blah. Finished his last appointment. His last appointment was to help another guild with their invasion of another guild. In the last few weeks of Yggdrasil, there's not many players due to the developers announced.
That's not how that works at all. Listen, devs announce a game's going down, everybody comes back.
Yeah, like Star Wars Galaxies, man.
Because they're either going, because it's either, wait, no, we promise you can make money off of this, or they've already said it's gone, so let's all say goodbye.
Yeah, and in some cases, like Halo 2, they're like, we'll shut the servers down when everyone is just logged off.
And there was those
the guys,
2 fucking people.
No, there's 4. It was
Oh,
4.
it was 4 people?
It started with 6 because they found each other in a game, and then as their Xboxes slowly crashed over the course of what was it, like 6 days?
Yeah, something like that.
Until eventually it was one guy left, and then his finally had the red ring.
And he was just walking around.
Yeah, just chilling in an empty server, and then it went down. It's like, all right, last guy's off. Game's done.
No, I think didn't they actually boot him because they're like, oh my god, you asshole.
Yeah, they did.
But to be fair, they waited like a week to do that.
Yeah, like fair play to them, they did wait.
Oh, dude, the ending of Galaxies? Oh, that was something.
It still makes me sad, especially because there are still there's some relatively thriving fan servers.
That was like an actually touching moment too, for the countdown. Oh, that was
and
sad.
again, like, the thing that I think was coolest about Galaxies was they were like, look, we get there's still, because, like, they didn't shut Galaxies down because Galaxies wasn't making money anymore. They shut Galaxy down because they needed to make way for the Old Republic. So, in like, the only time that Sony has ever been cool, they were like, have the files. Have all the game files.
Oh.
And make fan servers. We don't care.
After that, the player and guild count drastically diminished. Due to this, guilds started to farm other guilds for their resources and wealth. In the last few weeks, he had new... Okay, yeah, that was the thing that happened in Galaxies. Is that basically an all-out war just broke out, and everything got annihilated.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, fuck it doesn't matter anymore. Burn everything down.
Well, for a while, PvP was hilarious. Because every guild was like, it's going down. This is it. This is what we've been saving the 17 AT-ATs for.
Yeah, exactly. This is it. This is our moment. Burn the whole damn world.
We can burn the entire server down. Let's do it. Gamers might be my favorite group.
I mean,
because of stupid
that's
shit
happened in WoW and EVE as well, in where like a fight was going like old WoW, like Burning Crusade and the Classic, and like the server crashed because there was like 1,000 player PvP battle going on, and like barons and shit.
It was beautiful.
And then in EVE, the biggest battle ever kept going for like 72 hours because players heard about it and were like, I want in on that. And so they were jumping like across the fucking map just to join out the battle.
Yeah.
Oh, gamers.
Well, like I was gonna say, or like my personal favorite was damn it, nope, I lost it. Damn it.
My personal favorite was in terms of smaller scale stuff is the World of Warcraft Plague.
Oh, the Plague. That was beautiful.
That was wild. And like the CDC got interested in it and like was taking notes. Oh, that was wild.
Yeah, well, like they posted about it. They're like, this was actually super great because this wasn't a simulation in the traditional sense. Because it's not like they were like, this is how we think people will act. This was how people would they got to actually get data on how people would act in a disease contagion situation, and they didn't have to commit a war crime to do it.
Yeah. That was actually pretty wild. Ooh. Anyway, enough reminiscing. Let's go back to the really cringy part that's about to occur.
Oh boy.
In the last few weeks, he had numerous requests from all across the server, from all the 9 realms of Yggdrasil. Due to this, he was superest of the richest. He had the most money ever, and the most items, and the most data crystals, and so many other things. And once he finished his contract, he only had an hour to do what he wanted because the server was going to shut down at midnight. So Zero Ray wanted to end the game with style, so he traveled to the highest point in the realm of Asgard and prepared for the fireworks, which he prepared for only this occasion. 230001. Huh, so this is how it... Why are you dialoguing with commas? What the fuck, author? Like, it's not even like... I know there's some places in their language where they do upside down quote marks in the front. But this is literally 2 commas and then 2 apostrophes.
It'd be weird.
Like, he's not even doing quote marks. He is literally doing 2 commas, 2 apostrophes for his dialogue. Hi, I'm gonna write... I hate authors that do this, by the way. Hi, I'm gonna write an English story, except I'm not going to actually learn how the English write their stories, and completely fuck up the important parts, like periods and decimals and quotation marks.
Decimals, eh?
No, seriously, I ran into this, Fate Stay Night story. Because some parts of the world do this really retarded thing where they use commas where the period should be in numbers, and they use periods where the comma should be.
Yeah, they're called Not America, and we don't like them.
They're called Sweden, too. Sweden does this. Fuck Sweden.
Yeah, I said Not America.
But anyway, my point being is that Britain doesn't do this, and Britain's the other English-speaking country. And, well, at least I'm pretty sure Britain doesn't do this.
And
Fairly
if
certain.
if they do, it's just one more good reason we told them to piss off.
Exactly. But anyway, so that's fucking nonsensical. But anyway, point being is that he did that for all of his numbers, and it was a gamer story, and it got so frustrating because I didn't... my brain kept reading this as like periods. I'm just like, well, that's a really small number. Oh, wait, it keeps going. I want to see the fiction where the isekai avatar also has realistic usernames like XXX 6969 420 Lazy Bastard 6969 XXX 420. Yeah.
They seem to be forgetting that there are plenty of people like myself.
Like me.
I would say, listen, I just use at.
Oh,
In every MMO I've ever played,
I'll use
I've
Cult
been
Edo. I'll use Lydius.
Yeah,
like I use actual names.
I like how people are like, I want to see where they use realistic usernames, and they put off this long string, and it's like, do you only play with 11-year-olds?
Do you only play on the Xbox? Oh, well, no, actually, Nexus is in fact a console peasant, so that does make sense. So, yeah, console peasants. Can't even come up with good names. So this is how it ends.
For some reason, the name I always use is taken. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play this race, and then I go and I find a name generator.
Basically, this is how it ends. The story of Mercenary Ray. He chuckled under his VR helmet. I thought this was Nano Machines. Why is it a VR helmet? The firework.
He has a helmet, Sneaky, because he's an edgelord. You don't have to wear the helmet, but the edgy ones do.
The firework, maybe for console peasants, Nexus. The firework was spectacular, the singular firework. Combined, the firework was what the developers prepared celebrating the end of game. No one saw this spectacular thing in-game. He streamed all of the hour-long firework in his live feed on his Twitch channel. So apparently, according to this author, Twitch makes it to the 22nd century.
Ha!
So this is how it ends. At least it was fun. I hope Yggdrasil 2 will soon come. Despite the developers saying it will not be a long time. Goodbye, good night, good luck.
If the developers actually said that, they're fucking stupid. I'd have had half the team working on
Oh, God! The gore! Oh, God! The gore!
What's wrong?
While he was watching the firework, he suddenly heard a girl voice in his mind. It was quite adorable. He could almost imagine how the owner looked like. Luis Francois Le Blanc de Valerie, apostrophe, lowercase, he chuckled, period, What an adorable voice, but what is this gibberish language? It's French! While I don't disagree with you, it is in fact a gibberish language. It is still French.
No, I was gonna say, what's the Futurama joke? I created a universal translator, but it only translates things into this useless, dead language, and it's just French.
It is resembling the French language. Maybe the developers implemented this whisper into the game to ease our minds at the end of the game.
That's...
But why is the French language? It does not matter, at least though they thought about something interesting. Period. Apostrophe.
What is wrong with this person? They must put it in to ease our minds. Yeah, because hearing whispers in the back of your mind totally puts you at ease.
Listen, if I was in an MMO that's going down, and I hear random creepy whispering in my head in languages I don't understand, I'll be like, oh, I'm about to die or get isekai'd, and I don't want none of that.
No, not even that. It's like, oh shit, is this a brand? It's like, oh, those fuckers, they were lying. They're setting up a new expansion. Or some shit. Like, that's not comforting. That's creepy.
That would have been dude,
like, oh
I
shit,
loved
this must be a murder mystery now.
I would have loved if for Star Wars The Old Republic, they're like, yep, we're shutting Galaxies down. Turns out they just revamped Galaxies, and everybody who's been playing Galaxies for 8 years gets a giant head start.
If only. It's just, oh, Jesus Christ. He recognized a few words from the context and managed to piece together its rough meaning. I'm sorry, sir. Google Translate. We're doing this.
Because, like, here's the thing, right? If he'd been like, if he'd gone like, I'm pretty sure that's French, I'd be like, I can believe that. Because look, I played a lot of video games. Like, I'm not claiming I can flawlessly identify languages, but I have a pretty good idea what language is what and where it's from. Like, I can be like, oh, that's one from, like, Eastern Europe, right?
See? This is what I'm talking about. Hello, this is French, and does this look fucking understandable? Bonjour, I don't even know how to pronounce the rest of this. And you're telling me, and you are telling me.
Maybe a quarter. I could pronounce maybe a quarter of that, but I'll butcher the pronunciation.
And you're telling me that you can somehow understand and translate that French gibberish into Japanese?
When you specifically didn't understand it and called it a gibberish language.
Actually, familiar of zero summoning spell.
I want to see if
Keep in mind there are three versions, 2 official, 1 fanon.
Of what?
The summoning spell.
I'm just gonna use this one, the anime one.
Because the anime one's nice, succinct, and, like, makes the most sense for this character.
Do you see this gibberish? Do you see this absolute gibberish?
You know what? For once, I want a summoning spell that's completely upfront about what's
This
going on.
looks like you're summoning Satan.
No, that wasn't what I was going to say. Like, I was gonna say, I want the summoning spell that's just like, you work for me now, bitch. What kind of summoning spell is this? An honest one.
Like, are you going to legitimately tell the author that you are going to look at that statement right there and be like, yeah, I can translate this into Japanese? I wonder how bad it looks in German. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Don't do this to yourself.
Listen, you don't want to do German because German is a language that makes new words by slapping old ones together. What is that? Russian?
Oh god, it just gets worse and worse. Oh my god. Other languages, why are you so gibberish?
Hold on, what's the... Sneaky. Sneaky.
What?
Please stop being racist.
No! Oh dear lord.
Oh, yeah, no, Isley's right. You should try Polish.
He just did.
Like, listen, out of all the languages that I would hesitate to call nonsense, I look at Polish and I'm just like, look, I'm sorry, I got nothing.
Poland, why? I had such faith in you. What is this? Why are there tiny little slices through the letters? Poland, you cannot do this!
Oh, Poland can.
They can and they did.
Portuguese.
Okay, I mean, you're not wrong. It does actually look a little bit more readable. No, it looks like a more readable version of French, which is like saying a chicken scratch is a more readable version of slamming your face on a keyboard.
Boy! All the people that... Boy, when we're famous in like 3 years, they're gonna be like, Sneaky's a horrible racist, they're gonna come right here. And they'll be like, Max and Atin didn't stop them, so they're racist too. No, we tried to stop them. We just recognized that we can't.
Here's the thing, past a certain point, you just give up.
Look how pure this language is. Look how pure the English language is. Look how understandable. I can't even say it with a straight face.
I'm just like, he's not gonna get through it.
Thank God.
Can't.
I'm really glad that you broke out into horrible laughter. Because otherwise we'd have been Twitch bannerinoed.
Look, English is like that prostitute that just removed all of the jewelry and makeup at this point, and they still look great, but you're just like, wow, they must have just given up on life at this point. I'm sorry. I'm gonna drink more.
Boy, I just can't wait for your neighbors.
No. Look, I've apparently asked everyone around me. Apparently I'm not that hearable. Maybe they're lying to me to spare my feelings. I don't know.
Nah. People in Vermont don't give that much of a shit.
No, they really don't. Which is why I believe them when they said they can't hear me.
Like, everyone I know in Vermont was like, you're fucking dumb. If they thought you were dumb.
Yeah, well, unless it's political. Then they're dumb as well, but... Look, we're not getting into that part. Anyway. So now that we've established that the author's thoroughly talking out of his ass, saying he can translate French...
No, let's be clear. Saying that he can just piece together the meaning. Like, if he'd been like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's French, I'd be like, okay, I can buy that.
No, like, look, if he was saying, and I'm gonna be honest here, if he was flat out saying, oh, I think that's English, I can probably piece together the meaning, I would believe it, because that's literally why English became the trade language.
Well, more importantly, English is commonly taught in Japan.
Well, I mean, yeah, that too. But, however, a large portion of Japanese people do not see reason to learn English. So that's why I was like, I'm not going to be like, oh, but what about the educational system? Because it's like, it's 50-50 when it comes to that. But English was literally reinvented specifically to be used even with people that don't quite understand it.
Well, I was gonna say, don't forget my personal favorite example of English. Do you want to know why the word republic exists? Because we didn't have a word for republic. And
Okay.
so we took the original Latin word and we're like, yeah, republic. That sounds like that.
Why would
That's why we have republic.
Why would we retranslate that back into Japanese, guys? Sneaky, why are you entertaining
この
this?
広大な宇宙のどこかに存在していた私のしもべ、私の神、美しく、賢い、強力なしもべ、私の呼びかけに耳を傾け、私の心の底から望み、私の導きに加え
Can't
て
hear the
登
text
場
to
す
speech.
る。
You've got it turned down so low.
Let me turn it back up then.
この広大な宇宙のどこかに存在していた私のしもべ、私の神、美しく、賢い、強力なしもべ、私の呼びかけに耳を傾け、私の心の底から望み、私の導きに加えて登場する。
Japanese.
Anyway.
There is no correlation with French. Did Google text the voice have a stroke? I don't know. It's possible. Come to my aid. Well, I can't say no to such an adorable voice. He raised a virtual hand to I can't do anything sarcastic position. He laughed loudly and then closed his he laid down onto the ground.
By the way, Sneaky, get your Southerner voice ready for the next line.
Why?
You'll see.
Due to this, in his closed eyes, he can't see the green portal what appeared to him and consumed his virtual body.
What appeared to him? They unintentionally Southern.
Yeah, that happens here in the South sometimes.
I don't get it.
They unintentionally used actual Southern verbiage.
Anyone see that truck what hit Bill last week? Shit like that. South gets very creative.
The South actually does that.
That's from all the inbreeding.
No, that's just from being stupid farmers.
Technically didn't disabuse Sneaky's notion.
I mean, South Jersey, so... Yeah. Scene change! How ganky! Tristan's Academy of Magic. It was a shining bright day in the Tristan Academic of Magic, lowercase.
And then they fixed it in the...
The Tristan Academy of Magic was the institute in Tristan, god damn it, that teaches students from aristocratic families in the arts of magic and the study of elements earth, air, fire, water, and heart. The Tristan Academy of Magic was built like the Pentagon symbol.
No, you know what? I want the Tristan Academy of Magic to be the U.S. Pentagon.
That is immediately what came to mind. I'm just sitting there being like...
Like, no explanation, just, yeah, that's the Pentagon.
Each tower...
Actually, it is kind of set up like that. It just has connecting pathways in it.
Yeah, the Pentagon is a pentagon.
No, I mean, like, Tristan Academy is just the Pentagon. It just has interconnecting pathways that you can see on the surface, as opposed to the Pentagon itself, which is just a Pentagon with nothing in between. Got a big fancy courtyard.
In the center. Which they use for their magical duels.
I want to see this book now, where the Pentagon has a secret wizard like section. They occasionally have magic duels. The courtyard.
You know what, Jerry? I've had enough of your TPS reports. We're going outside.
For the last fucking time, Jerry, file your forms correctly.
It's a W2A, not a B72!
And for people who think we're just making those form numbers up, we might be making them up. I guarantee you they exist somewhere in the vast labyrinth of our country.
What was it, a W8 and a B2?
Yes.
Certificate of Foreign Status of Beneficial Owner for United States Tax Holding and Reporting for Individuals is a W8.
I knew it! I knew that W8 existed!
The B72 is
And
also
a B2 is a tourist visa application. How did you manage to nail forms for foreigners?
I worked for the Homeland Security Department of Immigration Control.
But I didn't.
Yeah, but I was the one that shouted them.
The fuck do you mean, not quite moth?
Wait, where's mothing? Moth, where are you mothing?
And FFCT 9K.
Oh.
Yeah, well, actually there appears to be a gazebo.
Yeah, there appears to be a tower in the center as well. Oh my god! The Pentagon is just a larger Academy of Magic.
I hate you so much. Shut up. Just keep reading.
The Tristane Academy of Magic was blah 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 blah. Familiar of Zero, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. She was around 140 centimeters. Author, I'm gonna stab you severely. They're probably Swedish.
Why are we stabbing the author?
They're probably Swedish.
Why do you say that they're Swedish?
Well, they're using frickin' stupid comma shit, and they're using centimeters. So they're a European country. And I'm claiming Sweden because I hate Sweden, so I want to blame them first.
Why do you hate Sweden?
I need a reason?
Usually, yes.
I mean,
Okay.
look, you could just say all the stolen Jewish gold.
Well, I hate Sweden because they use commas instead of decimals when they're talking about numbers. I hate Sweden because they use Celsius for talking about the temperature of people. I hate Sweden because of IKEA.
Is this the new Communist Manifesto?
Of hating Sweden? Sure.
Yes.
The United States Center of Sorcery and Defense. Well, Nexus, where do you think all of our money goes? Huh? Just think about it. Magic experiments.
No, I'm pretty sure most of it goes into, like, Blackhawks and stuff.
Like, what would you do if, like, tomorrow, the U.S. announces that they have finished the final testing to completely categorize all magic into scientific quantities, and thank you for all the money over the years?
I'll be like, sign me up, I want a degree from my tax dollars.
I want a degree from my tax dollars. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Look, if you didn't actually spend it on a bunch of M1... First of all, not only will I not be mad that you did not, in fact, spend it on a bunch of M1 Abrams that we aren't using, I'll be like, can I get a degree in it?
You know what? There we go. New conspiracy theory. That's where all the fires in California are coming from. They're testing out the fire branch of magic.
I think that might... Guys, you may have gone a tad overboard. Well...
Wait, hold on. I'm getting a text from... Oh, the FBI says shut the fuck up.
Oh, I was gonna say... Oh, and don't forget, what was it? when we finally manage to get rid of California from the United States, that'll be them testing earthquake magic.
Exactly. Anyway.
So, you wanted to get away from them? So, you want to be done with America,
Why
huh?
is all
well,
the
America's
dialogue
done
bolded?
with you.
What the shit? Why is the dialogue bold? Why is there no quotations at all? Like, he just stopped halfway through. Like, there is no even dialogue markers anymore.
No, there are. He just doesn't understand how you're supposed to, like, do continuing paragraphs, which none of these need to be continuing paragraphs in the first place.
Why are they each separate lines?
Why are we copy pasting from chapter 1 again?
Oh my god, this is painful. Ah. This is like the opposite of word wall. Everything is just a single line. Everything is just a single line.
They learned English from 4chan.
Is it done? Are we at new content yet?
Ah! What are these stats? Total level 100. Wait, racial levels 30, automaton 10, advanced android 15, nanotech 5, world destroyer race job.
I have several questions, and they're all complaints.
Job level 70. Gunner 10, Heavy Gunner 15, Spell Slinger 5, max level of this job class, Sorcerer 10, Censor 10, why is that a job? Spellbreaker 10, etc. question mark 10. Approximate stats, HP 80. I'm level 100 and my HP is 80. Imagine being this retarded.
Like, maybe if they'd meant to say, like, 8,000?
80,000? Yeah. Hi, I'm a robot from the future. I only have 80 HP. I can be two-shot by level 4.
If a level 60 farts in my direction, I may pass out.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna leave a single comment. Maybe when you try to
Hey, are you on the right account?
Yeah.
He is.
I always am.
Good.
An English story, you should probably Google how to write in English first. Or, use Grammarly. That's it.
Not an ad, could be an ad. Just saying, Grammarly. Think about it.
One of these days, somebody's gonna let us actually get money from them.
I think Isley is having a seizure.
Type? Yeah, Isley, are you okay? Do we need to call someone?
Alright. Now that I have finished that. Oh.
I'm not even going to bother commenting on the rest of it. I'm just angry at that, specifically. And, okay, so it is now 9 o'clock, which means we have the option of either picking up another story, because we have only been doing this for about an hour. We have the option of picking up another story and going past 9, or we can just end it here.
I can do one more. You know what? I got some hate left in me.
Interesting way of putting that.
An accurate way of putting it, you mean? Look, I have to work retail tomorrow. I gotta get all the hate out of me somehow.
Okay, so,
Oh, you're supposed to save it for the customers.
brought in familiar 0.
No, if I save it for the customers, I'll be unemployed, Max.
So, how about we do Elder Scrolls Naruto?
Oh god, why? Oh, well, there goes Isley.
Oh, bye, Isley.
Isley.
Boo.
Wow, apparently our last stream was too boring for Isley. Fuck you, Isley.
That was Nexus. That.
Well, fuck you anyway, Isley. I'm not taking it back now. I'm committed.
I'm committed. I was about to say, he's committed to this.
If I just look, if America's taught me anything, if I just double down on my ignorance, eventually people will think I'm right.
I mean, that's how history is written, so.
The Americans did nothing wrong ever.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, hey, babe.
That's what the Americans did too.
Hinata the Dragonborn. Wait, what is this picture?
Okay, here's why this is making me angry.
Not
Because
even
that could actually be a fantastic
Hey,
story.
Sneaky, link the story.
Vietnam begs to differ. Hey, no, actually, you're right, Pedro. We should have just burned the whole state to the ground.
What the fuck? Yeah, no,
They
you're
said
right. What is
Vietnam,
going on in
not
that picture?
Vermont, Sneaky.
Yeah, Vietnam. We should have just burned it to the ground.
You said state.
Yeah. You know,
Vietnam
state.
isn't a state.
Yes, it is. State can be used to refer to countries as well, you know, right? That's why we're called the United States. We were originally born with the idea of being a collective group of semi-autonomous countries.
Nah, you're wrong, because I ain't ever heard of that before.
Well, you're wrong, because
No,
I've studied history better.
he's right.
Max,
call
I
it
was making a
states.
joke there.
Castro begs to differ. You know what? We should also burn down Cuba.
You mean we should remove the threat of Russian nuclear missiles from Cuba?
Alright. Hinata the Dragonborn. Hinata is a Dragonborn! Excellent summary, author.
I never would have guessed.
With all that entails and more, she searches for a way home. She is irrecoverably entrenched herself in the tumultuous life of the icy land of civil war. All while a tremendous shadow hangs above the world. Follow the adventures of the girl with the will of fire and a soul of dragon and a heart of a swan.
Excuse me, the will of fire. Why is this Lord of the Rings?
What?
Gandalf was... Never mind.
You tried making a Lord of the Rings joke when that's directly from Naruto.
I know, but Gandalf was the keeper of the Red Ring of Fire, the Ring of Will. Fuck. It's funny.
No,
It's
not.
What's funny is you trying to explain it.
Book 1 of the Hinata Dragonborn trilogy. Well, considering published 2012, updated 2018, 8 chapters, 48,000 words. How's that trilogy working out for you, author? Hey, Max, I found that author is worse at updating than us.
Oh, gee.
That is technically correct.
Took him 6 years to get to 3/4 of our content. Summary. Sometimes inexplicable things happen, whether due to the machinations of Daedra or caused by a freak accident in her world. Hyuga Hinata must find her way home while fulfilling her destiny as the Dragonborn.
But how does one learn to shout when they are yet to learn to speak up?
Okay, you know what? That's actually a pretty good line given who they've selected.
Check his profile. I know a dude that
Yeah, his
posted all
profile's got
parts of
some
his
stuff on
trilogy
it.
at the same time. Oh yeah, FG7 Dragon, yeah. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Well, have we covered this guy before?
No, Pedro's talking about someone. Wait, what is this guy? He's Bulgarian.
Why must you say that with such disdain, Sneaky?
Bulgaria.
No, I think you actually said it with more disdain the first time.
Yeah, probably. I have disdain for Bulgaria. What's wrong with that?
Well, there goes the Bulgarian market.
Cis me from Old French means schism, from Ancient Greek schisma, division, or schizo, I split. Female hairy self-insert original character told in the first person.
I need you to stop talking.
At
Right
least
now.
they're honest, I guess.
What? The Konoha hustle. They found themselves in Konoha. Now they have to make Konoha their home, even with the Uchiha massacre on the horizon. Obito Uchiha, Hiruzen, Kakashi, and original character.
See, I was really hoping this was going to involve characters from like a heist movie or something.
I think this author is female. Chronicles of Naruto the Terrible.
Self-insert story. Female Naruto. The world is on her shoulders, and she lives on borrowed time. She can only do so much to save the world, and it won't be enough. Too bad she's way too cynical and proud to let things go. Inspired by dreaming of sunshine.
I would just like to say, author, you basically just spoiled the entire story. Like, a summary is supposed to make people read your story while also somewhat explaining your story. Like, generic, heroes cycle, but, you're putting the names and places in. Like, Jeff was a farm boy, but now, with his wanderlust, he's embarking on an adventure that will have great consequences for the world of Riverton. Shit like that. Like, oh, okay, that sounds kind of neat. I'm gonna read this story now. But you're just straight up just like, it's a self-insert female Naruto who's gonna lose a bunch, but in the end is gonna win because she's stubborn.
So A, you've changed nothing about Naruto. And I mean literally nothing.
But also spoiled how the entire story is gonna go. Yes. Anyway, so, oops, I just deleted that story. Which honestly could be considered a positive, but... I love how you portrayed Hinata and everyone else. I love how you breathe life into these characters. Please continue. Oh, I absolutely love this story. So done. So good. Give me more. Give me more. This is amazing. Give me more. I'm sure we're gonna hate this. Prologue. Unbound.
Cold. It was the cold and chilling wind that took her attention as she slowly regained consciousness. Then she noticed the melodic sounds of a well-built carriage wheel, voices of men, the horses, leather against metal, and the rustling of leaves and the foreign sounds of various birds. Pale lavender eyes opened with a start, wide and frightful, revealing to her the alien-looking land of frost and snow, covered woods and mountains. Was she kidnapped? Were her kidnappers taking her to Kumo? She took a quick note of their strange clothing. They were not Kumo ninja. In fact, these people were not ninja at all. Hinata took note of the bindings on her wrists, tight and secure, but nothing she couldn't deal with.
And then literally the Skyrim intro.
Speaking of the Skyrim intro, Max, for our glorious return chapter, for our terrible shitpost, we should make it the Skyrim intro. Confused.
Fuck you.
Oh,
What? You're on a bullhead? You have to do it. You have to be on a bullhead. It has to be like Adam Taurus. Oh, you're finally awake.
He's right. He's right.
Were you captured by those Atlas bastards too?
You damn white fang!
Shut up back there!
For you.
Wait, you're Adam Taurus? Oh no! Where are they taking us?
Do you want that to happen? Like, we got entangled up with the white fang off screen and we just wake up at a bullhead headed towards Ironwood with Adam, like, fucking bound and gagged in the back seat?
That's how we start the Atlas chapter.
Absolutely, Max.
So how did you run into him again? I don't know.
Look, it was a long
So we were trying to sneak across the border because your guards are dicks.
And then a Grim Dragon shows up and knocks the bullhead.
It's like, huh, that wasn't supposed to unbury itself for another, 3 months.
You have to do it.
I have to do shit.
If not, at least help me write a one-shot then of just that intro. Call it Adam Taurus and the Holy Grail. That's the story's title. Just do a complete Monty rip.
Max, I may or may not be starting chapter 19 now, and the only thing on it currently is put in the Skyrim shitpost opening.
Oh. No, Adam isn't asking if he's awake. Adam's bound and gagged. It's like a completely other person, like some random thief.
It's just one of the guards. That's what it is.
I was gonna say just White Fang Grunt 32B.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't belong here. I was just a dust thief. Shut up, Roman.
Max, that's how we recruit Roman.
It's like, wait, Roman, weren't you supposed to be in, like, a big underground city or something? How do you know about that? I know things.
I know things. People.
Places.
Roman, why were you trying to cross into Atlas? Have you met Cinder? Oh, that's fair. Even Adam Taurus in the back is nodding along like, yeah, that's fair. You know what? I'm gonna get cruel, and if you guys aren't gonna do it, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be an absolute shitpost.
I literally just said that I made the chapter, Sneaky.
Yeah, but that doesn't guarantee Max is going to go along with it.
That is true.
If we can make it make sense, which we can, I'll do it.
I'm bringing it to Cruel as well. We're going to have 2 stories. It's going to be great.
Well, ours is an ongoing story, so you can make your, like, little one-off. Oh, guys, we can start fanfiction.net drama. We'll get the people who like our separate stories will be like, you stole this from blank story. No, you stole it from blank
But
story.
we're both going to post it with the same account.
Yes.
Yeah, which is going to be great. It's like, well, who started it first? And we just point to the podcast.
Twitch chat.
Twitch did this to us. Alright, I think we're just gonna quickly skip through this so we can get to it.
Get to the meat
I
and
would say,
potatoes.
we can just end it right there. End it on the high note.
It looks like they really enjoy writing with apostrophes and not quotation marks. Blah blah blah.
Technically, you can do that if you're consistent with your dialogue.
If you're fucking
but
British.
I really dislike it.
Yeah, it's really bad. Because apostrophes are used for other things. Like, quote marks are only used for dialogue. And air quotes. Hence the word air quote. Twitch can't do anything worse than Sneaky's alcohol? Excuse me, I have yet to create a religion and have a schism in said religion. Twitch has me beat on that.
Alright. Chapter 19 now exists.
Alright, so literally just a rip. It's just a rip. Rip continues to rip. Hinata's being the passive player. Blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah. Continues to just be chapter fucking prologue of Skyrim. Blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah. Just Skyrim. Byakugan, she yells. Just before the axe comes down, and she strikes the man in the chest, staggering him. Not a second later, she was on her feet, hands free, and Jukin stance at the ready. The next moment, she shoved her palm with lightning speed at the headsman's heart, and he was dead. Archer, shoot her, and she dodged all of the archers.
Wait, no, they wouldn't be close enough for the archers yet, would they?
What? No. We literally get to the part where the dragon interrupts, but the dragon didn't interrupt. Hinata instead killed the headsman.
Oh, what? Hinata, why'd you fucking wait so long?
I don't know.
Why is she attached to Lokir?
I don't know. And blah blah blah. She's dodging arrows and dodging swords. This is for Lokir, the guy she literally just met and watched him kill himself.
Let's be honest. Kind of a piece of shit. The only thing we know about him is that he's a horse thief.
Which is actually kind of a big deal in, like, medieval times.
Yeah, like...
horribly big deal.
Dude, I need that horse. How am I supposed to plow the field?
Right? It's like either you're stealing the horse from the government, which is a really bad idea, or you're stealing it from the guys who are using it to give food to everybody else.
Yeah.
In which case, you're an even bigger asshole.
Blah blah blah. She shoved the palm onto her chest, surprised, as she fell, dying. Hinata's strikes had been deliberately weak. Something huge and heavy collided at the top of her. Hinata lost her footing. What in oblivion is that? OMG, it's giant dragon. Ugh, her vision swam. Literally, he's literally ripping from the intro of Skyrim, with the only thing changing is all of the people that normally die to the dragon are currently dying to Hinata, but everything is happening exactly as the prologue is. Dragon hits the tower. For some reason, you stagger. Hinata, blah blah blah. Prologue, 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 oof noise. Prologue, prologue, prologue. She punches the dragon and it runs away. Except actually it's back and burning all the people it burned in cannon. Prologue,
what a wonderful way to not let anything happen.
Prologue, 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 prologue. Hinata pressed her palm against his chest and concentrated. Hadvar looked surprised, almost scared, expecting her to kill him. But then her palm glowed green and she shouted Mystic Palm Technique and added it to her other palm into her effort. She was wasting chakra and beads of sweat looked on her pale face. Hadvar looked down in wonder as his flesh knit itself. I'm sorry, but this is the least I could do, she said softly, and then she knocked him out while a dragon was destroying the entire fucking town. Because somehow he's gonna survive now. Because you knocked him out during an apocalypse event. By the divine, are we even hurting it? And then they all died. Prologue, 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 prologue. Wow, you're really good at fighting, Hinata. She blushed. Alright, check the bodies for anything useful. Here, have this destruction spell. Calm down, lass, I believe in you. Thank you, Roloff-san. And then she put on the Stormcloak Carias and attached daggers to it. This is the storeroom. Grab some health potions.
Why in God's name would Hinata ever take weapons?
Grab some magica potions too. Those hand tricks of yours look magical. Raloff looked around for more potions while Hinata busied herself looking for food. And then she added a backpack with food.
Tricks of yours.
Yes. She added her backpack with food. And then she added alcohol to the backpack for cuts and bruises. Blah blah. These people used potions. Small bottles filled with red liquid, and then they tasted worse. And initially she distrusted the liquid, but he looked better after drinking it. Here, I found a minor Magica potion. I suggest you drink it. You might feel better. She blinked and uncorked it and sniffed it. It smelled like herbs and ozone. She frowned and then drank it. Despite its taste, her taste buds exploded with metallic taste, and the liquid pricked at her throat. Then she felt the effect immediately. Her chakra pool had been restored by a small amount. You better keep these potions for later, because chakra is magic.
Okay, I mean, look, it's not like we haven't seen certain items in the Naruto-verse that do restore chakra.
Okay, but magica is magica.
Yes,
it's not
Sneaky.
part of the body at all. Chakra is chakra, which is part of the body. Magica is not. So a potion that restores a ethereal, literally, thing would not work. Like, chakra being restored by a stamina potion would make way more sense.
I guess I'm not going to pretend to have done a deep dive in Naruto lore, because A, I don't give a shit, and B, I haven't.
Okay, well, literally chakra is spirit and body combined.
Yes,
so,
I know.
Something that restores the body.
Well, by that logic, you could drink, in theory, you could drink either or, and it should just have a reduced effect.
Well, but the problem, though, is that, like, it's not Aether. Like, the spirits of Narutoverse are not the specific special god zone that everything draws magic from.
Gotcha.
So it's like, you know... Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Here, have some kitchen knives. Thank you. I'm gonna put these on my Cure Eyes, too.
Yeah! I've given you actual weapons. have a kitchen knife.
Blah blah, she slipped in the knives and daggers. The way she slipped on her knives and daggers on her belt was not going to do. For she was a kunoichi, a ninja, and ninjas were resourceful and mobile. One wrong move and she would stab herself. She did not want this to happen. Thus, she tore up the sack and wrapped it around her legs, and she slipped the daggers into her legs. Okay.
That just sounds painful.
Prologue, 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 prologue. Here, take this loot I found. Hinata took the loot. Also, more loot. Hinata also took this loot. And then she broke the lock and found more loot, and she took that loot too. Here, this is a spell book. You can learn spells from it. What? Are you some sort of mage fighter? Meh, to each his own. And then Hinata pocketed the spell book. There's more in the storeroom. Perfect. There's some more mead. I'm gonna go drink that mead. It would be sacrilege to let it be destroyed. Hinata, come on, let's go. Okay. And then prologue, 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 prologue. She uses palm techniques against spiders. Prologue, prologue. Hey, look, more mead. We should go to Gerder. She's my sister. She lives in Riverwood. That's where we're going. Hey, look what I found. It's an iron helmet. He gave her a cheeky grin that made her blush, and then he put it on her head. She blinked nervously at it. Look at you, a fearsome warrior of cuteness.
We done yet?
Take the loot, Hinata! You have the high ground!
Something, something, kill the bears?
Indeed. Kunoichi titties are bags of holding. To each their own, I suppose. And then prologue, prologue, prologue.
One answers.
Prologue. I can skin the bear. Neat. Okay. Prologue, prologue, prologue. Okay, that was the prologue. Ickle Little Hinata-chan is the Dragonborn. Yes. So we've confirmed the author is copying British English. Fucking Bulgarians. Alright, so that was disappointing and painful.
Yes.
So,
Yes, it was.
we will, new schedule, everyone. Pay attention. So, from now on, it's going to be Tuesdays are going to be at 7 o'clock, and Fridays are now going to be at 7:30ish from now on. My boss apparently really likes this new schedule of mine, and I'm going to be working that for the next 3 weeks. So, I'll let you know in 3 weeks if that changes.
Yay.
So, in other news, that's about it. Praise be Helix. Come back next time because there's always more and it always gets worse.